Johnny Chan has done it. Helmuth wins the championship.
No other player would get this type of ovation. For years, these three men have battled for the record of most World Series bracelets won.
In 2003, Johnny won 2 bracelets, I won 2 bracelets, and Doyle won 1 to knot it up at 9.
And they remained knotted until Johnny Chan won his record 10th bracelet earlier in this World Series. Helmuth tried to tie the record but failed.
He walked on water that hand. I mean, it's just scary.
Today, Doyle Brunson could join Chan atop their record books once again.
It is a friendly rivalry, and it motivates you when somebody does something like that.
Of course, the motivation is there, but so are the challengers.
Wow.
A table filled with poker's best stand in the way of the man and the record.
Sit right here, baby.
Will Doyle Brunson be able to do it?
The fat lady hadn't sung yet, and hopefully I'm gonna get that 10th bracelet.
Welcome to the Rio. Glad you could join us for the 2005 World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Today, the final table of the no-limit six-handed event featuring some of the game's greatest names and perhaps a chance to witness history.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron alongside Norman Chad. This race for bracelets between Chan, Helmuth, and Brunson has been one of the great cat and mouse games in World Series of Poker history. And for Doyle Brunson to still be a part of this chase at age 71 is simply amazing.
Lon, Doyle's so good, I wouldn't be surprised if he's still winning bracelets 5 years after he's dead. He literally wrote the book on how to play poker, then he wrote it again, and in between, he's played as well for as long as anybody in the game.
It's always a treat to have Doyle Brunson at the final table. Last won a bracelet in 2003. Scotty won the main event in '98. He's known as the Prince of Poker.
And there is Layne Flack. His nickname is Back-to-Back because he won back-to-back bracelets in the 2003 World Series.
On the La Vitra chip count, Layne Flack is our chip leader. Doyle Brunson in second place right now, and Ayaz Mahmood is the short stack.
Let's not waste any time, boys.
This tournament, each table had only 6 players, so it's a little different than normal Hold'em. It would be short-handed throughout. But the game is just no-limit Hold'em as usual.
You see Layne Flack fold over to Jason Lester from Miami, Florida. On the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, Ace-King offsuit. Jason was 4th at the main event in 2003. There is our short stack. Ayaz Mahmood lives in Houston, Texas right now. He folds. Scotty Nguyen next to act. What a table. Pocket 7s for the 1998 main event champion.
How much is that? 23?
Scotty says he played a lot of bad hands the last couple times he's made final tables because he was playing to the crowd.
Raise.
He says he will not do that today.
He says he will raise. 60,000. Over to Doyle Brunson. Ace-10 offsuit. If Lester knew that Doyle had that ace,
I'm all in.
he might not. Well, he might not go all in, but Lester is all in. 142,000 total.
Well, on every poker player's tombstone, it should read, I started with Ace-King.
81,000?
Scotty Nguyen is going to call that. Jason Lester's tournament life at stake.
And he's nearly a 3-2 underdog to Scotty's pocket 7s.
So Jason Lester, our first player to put his tournament at risk. Our flop is Jack, Queen, 8, 3 spades. Lester gets a straight draw and a flush draw.
A world of opportunity for Lester. Scotty still ahead with a pair of 7s, but you can see from the percentages, a lot of chances for Lester to win this hand.
Turn card 3 of hearts means Lester's down to one last gasp.
And Jason's chances now have diminished. He's still got a decent chance to stay alive. Lester needs an ace, king, 10, or spade, or he is going home.
And it's a jack of clubs, and that seals the deal for Scotty Nguyen. He takes down the pot and eliminates Jason Lester, our first man gone from this final table in 6th place. Scotty picked up a pretty good stack of chips from Jason Lester right there. And that'll make Scotty that much more dangerous.
His flop is too big for my hand.
Scotty was a little worried when those 3 spades came out on the flop, but he never trailed in the hand and knocks off Jason Lester. There you see our prize money and the all-important bracelet. Could that be Doyle Brunson's 10th World Series bracelet? We'll know soon. Layne Flack looking at pocket aces. Comes out with 20,000 chips over to Ayaz Mahmood. Pocket queens. Boy.
Mahmood's been a furniture retailer for 14 years, but says he's bored with the business.
Or is it?
Who doesn't get bored selling ottomans?
He's going to raise it 70,000 more. Scotty Nguyen folds. Doyle Brunson folds over to Minh Ly. Pocket eights.
Pocket full of pairs on this table.
He gets out of the way.
Smart man.
So Layne Flack re-raises it to put Mahmood all in. And Mahmood calls it. And Mahmood loved his queens until now.
You've got a feel for him. He's got the third best starting pair you can have, and he is close to being out of here.
So Layne Flack with a big advantage. Mahmood at his first final table. Might make his first final table exit. Here's the flop. 2-10, ace, 3 aces for Layne Flack.
Oh, jeez.
And this is the man who knows when to get up, Norman.
Well, pushing overpriced dining room sets doesn't look so bad now, huh?
Ace.
Flack's getting greedy.
Yeah, he's got enough aces to win.
All right, so now our turn card with Mahmood in big trouble. And it's a jack, and now Mahmood's stock rises a little.
Just a little.
Easy. It's never easy.
Yeah, it shouldn't be easy. Layne, this country was built on the back of hard work. You got to earn it.
Don't worry, it's coming king. Queen of diamond.
If it's coming king, I am a little worried.
Mahmood needs a king to make a straight, or he will be wamboozled.
And that removes all doubt. 4 aces for Layne Flack, wins the hand and eliminates Ayaz Mahmood in 5th place. Bad timing to have pocket queens.
Never easy, baby.
Fortunately, I didn't have to sweat it because I knew the ace was coming too.
Like you said, it never does come easy. It just never would just be a blank. I knew it was going to be a jack or a king.
You know, 4 aces is a big hand, but I could almost be out if it got a king. That's pretty strong.
2 quick outs, and Doyle is that much closer to bracelet number 10. Welcome back to the Rio. A lot of big guns carrying a lot of ammunition into what has become a 4-handed shootout. Layne Flack is our chip leader. In 2nd place right now, Scotty Nguyen, who began his poker career as a dealer, like a lot of players we see.
Doyle Brunson, Scotty Nguyen, and Layne Flack, a total of 18 bracelets.
Wow.
And Minh Ly might be one of the best big game cash players in the world, a buddy of Doyle's, and he's looking for his first bracelet.
Action on Scotty Nguyen.
When Scotty won the main event 7 years ago, there were 350 entrants. This year we may have 6,000.
Main event starts next week.
When Doyle won his last one in 77, there were 34 entrants. Half of them his family.
Brunson calls the 20,000 chip raise that came from Scotty. Minh Ly folds over to Layne Flack. King Jack. And he will call as well. So it'll be Scotty with the advantage now with his ace-queen offsuit.
18 bracelets to the flop.
And now our flop. 8 King Jack Flack with 2 pair.
Layne's got the smallest strike zone in poker.
You don't want to have a big target. Layne bets 35,000 to Scotty Nguyen. He throws away his ace-queen offsuit and a straight draw.
One of Doyle's odd superstitions, he will not eat nuts at a card table. I mean, you can offer him a really good macadamia and he won't take it.
Where do you get this stuff? Doyle Brunson calls with his pair of 8s. And now turn card, another 8 for Brunson on the turn, trip 8s.
Beach blanket bingo for Doyle there on the turn, but it's Layne that comes out firing.
Layne figures his kings and jacks are good, 45,000 to Brunson. I like Layne's comportment when he's sitting across the table from Doyle. Doyle makes the call.
Brunson getting really lucky on that turn card, and he is way ahead in the hand as we go to the river.
River card. 7 of diamonds does not help Flack. Brunson's cards now cannot be beat. Flack backs off, and he checks.
And Layne says that Doyle's got all the plays in the book. In fact, Layne says it's his book.
It is. And 70,000 chips. Flack reaching already.
70.
Layne's going to pay him off.
Flack can't get away from his 2 pair now.
3 8s.
It's good.
Doyle, a lifetime of being good and lucky. And that pot will put him in a much better position to go after this bracelet number 10.
So Doyle picked up his set of 8s on the turn, and he collects 130,000 more chips on that hand, taking down the chip leader, Layne Flack.
I milked me for the minimum.
You're right.
Seems like Doyle always has the upper hand, but now with one of his main rivals having just one-upped him, he's focused on evening the score. Johnny Chan wins his record 10th World Series bracelet.
Each one of us hoped that it would be us, but, you know, it's just good competition. You know, it's nice that Johnny did it.
Doyle congratulated me as usual. We're like, you know, Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan. And we show the world we can beat the game.
Somebody's got to break the record. That's what they're made for. I'm sure Phil feels the same way.
He's a great player. He's a great guy. And, I mean, these guys are my brothers, man. I mean, we just have a little fight to get to the top of the poker world.
Hi, Doyle.
Hi, Johnny.
I really do want to get the 10th bracelet, but it's going to be really hard to win. Fortunately, I've got good endurance even at 71 years old, but it's still kind of a grind.
Like I'm a dinosaur.
Well, I think that 10th bracelet's got a special meaning to me more than anybody else because I was there for the first World Series event, and it means more than any other tournament.
You ever think you'd see something like this?
I think I've got a real good chance of winning it, and hopefully I'm going to get mine tonight.
Wow. I mean, that's impressive.
50 years ago, Doyle was working as a salesman, but he kept winning at poker, so he quit his job.
Don't you know we used to call the flop the turn?
This is the then and now.
I made the final table when I started at the final table.
We heard that one before.
Doyle's winning tournaments when Doyle was the only one playing the tournament.
All right, action on Scotty Nguyen. He's been in this game a long time, 13 final tables. Got pocket threes. Not nearly as long as Doyle, though. Doyle with 7-4 offsuit gives it up. Action on Minh Ly, who finished 9th in the main event in 2002, and he will make the call. Now Layne Flack, Jack-9 offsuit.
He's in the big blind and doesn't have to put any more money in to see the flop.
So three-handed, Scotty Nguyen with the only pair going to the flop. It comes out 10, Jack-10, Ly flops trip 10s, and Flack gets jacks up.
This hand all but over. It's Minh Ly day.
And Ly is going to slow play it.
Yes, indeedy. And because Layne Flack flopped 2 pair, he's going to go ahead and bet it.
15,000 from Flack. Scotty Nguyen folded right away his pair of threes. And now Ly comes out with 20,000 more, raises Layne Flack.
I thought Ly might have smooth called right there, but he decides to declare his intentions, and Layne calls him.
So heads up, Flack and Ly to the flop. Ly with the advantage. Turn card is a king. Flack now picks up a straight draw.
Minh Ly had checked the flop. Let's see what he wants to do here.
He checks again here on the turn. They both check the turn.
Oh, Layne says I'm not going for that check raise thing again.
River card is a 9. Minh Ly now earns the check mark. He cannot lose except by folding. And Ly will bet 30,000 chips to Layne Flack.
If I'm Flack, I have trouble putting Minh Ly's hand together in my head. Ly had check raised the flop, then he checked the turn, and now he's bet a modest amount, and Layne Flack decides to call.
And Layne Flack sees the bad news. He got 2 great flops, but lost chips on both of those to 3 of a kind. Minh Ly takes this pot.
Ming, I'm coming after you now. That pissed me off.
Come on.
Doyle's got rabbit ears, but he's a little misguided.
I said Ming.
Oh.
Layne Flack wants to pick a fight, but not with the king of the table. Welcome back to the Rio. Doyle Brunson is our chip leader right now, but it's so close one hand could change everything. Doyle with whole cards of 8 deuce offsuit. Won't play those.
He might have played it if it was 10 deuce. Those were his whole cards on the final hand of each of his main event titles. The 10 deuce now called the Doyle Brunson.
Minh Ly with 10-7 of clubs. And the 39-year-old Las Vegas resident raises it up to 14,000 over to Scotty Nguyen.
Minh getting aggressive from the button with modest cards.
Scotty with Jack-10 offsuit in the big blind. And he will play along with Minh Ly. Scotty with the advantage right now with the Jack. And our flop comes 6, 10, 7. Scotty gets 1 pair, but Minh Ly gets 2 pair.
Well, Scotty likes to say, You can outflop me, but you can't outplay me. Well, he just got outflopped. Let's see how he plays it.
He checks it. Now Minh Ly with his 10s and 7s. He's coming out with chips, 45,000 of them.
Well, Min bet when he had nothing, so he might as well bet now that he has something.
Scotty with his pair of 10s will make the call. Now to the turn card. Ly with the advantage. It's a 3 of hearts. Does not improve Scotty Nguyen's cards.
Yeah, that's a useless card. I don't even know why it's in the deck.
All right, Minh Ly now with a big bet. 130,000 chips. Take that, Scotty Nguyen.
The thing about it is that Min is a pretty solid player. So Scotty might think that Min is running the old weekend shimmy shimmy Coco Pock Busman's Holiday Bluff special.
That's what I was thinking. Ooh, Scotty is not happy about that bet.
He's got top pair, and he wants to call this thing.
I should thank Ly for that big bet. Scotty may have called any smaller bet and lost more chips. Scotty folds, and Minh Ly takes the hand. Good laydown for Scotty. You know he's good with cards at the poker table, but equally so away from it. As a matter of fact, that particular skill rivals that of another world champion. Chris Ferguson is poker's undisputed champion of card throwing. He throws a card through produce like a hot knife goes through butter, but his prowess has been challenged.
His style is dangerous. That card is flying fast, hard, and strong, Don't matter. I will beat him. Watch out, Chris. I'm coming after you, baby.
The idea is to hit the banana from about 10 feet away. Each of us gets 26 cards, and the best out of 26 wins the championship.
This Chris hit any shot?
I got 21 left.
All right, baby.
Good job so far.
Oh! Chris is too powerful, baby. Ooh!
2-2. 3-2. I gotta come from behind.
Uh-oh. How you like your chances now, Chris?
I don't like them.
Oh, that's weak.
You got 3. Good job, Scotty. You got me. You're the best. You're the best.
Anytime you want to rematch, Barry, on any game, we do it.
I guarantee you, Lon, eventually in the sport of slice the banana card throwing, there will be a steroid controversy.
In the bananas or in the card throwers? Layne Flack.
I'm glad we rehearsed this.
King 10 of clubs. He's going to raise it up to 37,000.
Now let me show you how honorable people play.
Oh, you have somewhere to go, man?
Huh?
You have somewhere to go?
No.
No?
Scotty and Layne actually have a very good relationship. They're both former poker dealers, and they play a similar brand of poker.
On to Doyle Brunson. Did Doyle ever deal? I don't know that he ever dealt. He did a lot.
I dare you.
At home games.
You do?
Should never dare Doyle.
Think back, 66. Early May.
37, is it?
1966.
That's 3 years before Layne was born.
We saw Layne a short time ago back away from challenging Doyle. Right now, he's got the big fella in his sights. So these two will go to the flop, Flack with the advantage. 9, Jack, 3, Rainbow, both pick up straight draws.
Doyle's is an up and down straight draw, but Layne with king high has the best hand right now.
Doyle checks and Flack checks.
You would have checked it.
Turn is a deuce. Flack keeps his advantage. Action on Doyle Brunson.
All in. Whoops.
Doyle's moving everything in.
Even those ones?
Well, they didn't want to go in, no.
Doyle trying to push Layne Flack all in, and that's why Doyle has the big cowboy hat on.
This is so hard on me. I know what you got, and I know what I got, and I still don't know what to do.
Actually, if he knew what Doyle had, he'd kiss him on the lips and call. This is an old super system special. Put pressure on the other guy. Great move. Layne can't call this.
That deuce didn't hit the turn.
If Flack is bold enough, he's got a shot to put a hurt on Doyle right now. But he folds.
Wow. This guy's got me up against the nuts every hand.
Any world-class player could lay that down.
Well, the unplayed river card was a 6. Flack's king high would have held up. Texas Dolly stole that pot.
I wish you'd have bet on the turn. We'd have played you might have stayed.
I couldn't bet on the turn. I could only call.
Well, you had a straight to draw it. I mean on the flop. Turn's a flop to me. I'm an old timer.
But he's still the best. Welcome back to the Rio. We are still with 4 players. We lost 2 right off the bat, and now these 4 have been throwing chips around the table since. Minh Ly folds his cards over to Layne Flack, ace-queen offsuit.
Layne's up right now. I fear him more when he's laying low.
Well, it comes out with 50,000 chips. I fear that too. Scotty Nguyen gets out of the way. Over to Doyle Brunson. Couple of kings. 3 kings, I'm going to say. The other being Doyle Brunson. And he's going to raise it up. Makes it 150,000.
All in.
Flack goes all in immediately.
And Doyle's not going anywhere. He will go all in. And this will be a crucial moment, obviously, in his attempt for his 10th bracelet. If he gets unlucky here, he'll be gone.
Brunson 3-1 advantage, but again, his tournament life at stake.
Layne's always got that look on his face like he just did something wrong. And Brunson, who's got a lifetime of poker memories, knows that ace could not come out of here.
Now the flop. Oh, another king for Brunson.
I got an extra out.
3 kings for Brunson, but Layne Flack did pick up a straight draw.
I thought he had turned 2 queens.
A 10 would give Layne Flack a winning straight. And it's a deuce. Flack needs more help than that.
Doyle's safe with 1 card to go. Doyle on the road to his 10th bracelet. But if Layne Flack hits a 10 here on the river, that road is over.
Now the river card is a jack. Doyle Brunson went in with the best cards, and the kings held up, and he doubles up through Layne Flack.
Back to the grind.
Absolutely nobody here wanted to see Doyle go home.
He's got over 600,000 chips now, and a tough loss for Flack.
I'm used to it. Now we're going to be here till 6 in the morning.
His hopes have dimmed here, but when Layne broke onto the poker scene in 1998, he seemed to outshine everyone.
When I first came to the World Series, everybody knew who I was, but I still didn't feel as if I was near to their level. Within a year, I was top in the world at poker, so I guess I overcame that obstacle. It all happened pretty fast. I'd be just walking through the casino and, for example, Huck Seed, who had just won the World Series, comes up to me for advice. Jeff Schulman comes up to me for advice. He goes to the final table. Bill Gordon comes up to me for advice. He goes to the final table. So all of a sudden it's like I was setting a precedent.
Nobody smiles that big after laying down the best hand.
You know, I vowed to stay humble, as you can tell. I've been on a second place slump, it seems like, lately.
Don't make a habit of it.
I think my last 4 or 5 tournaments I've ended up second.
I don't like it.
You go through your slump, you know, trying different styles, different strategies, until you find one that will start working again.
There you go.
And then just rise back up.
When Layne Flack first came to Las Vegas, Johnny Chan took him under his wing, let him sweat his cards, and Layne learned a lot.
I think all my fans left after that last hand.
Well, certainly almost all his chips left.
They gave up on it.
Doyle Brunson took most of Layne's chips.
A little while ago, Doyle ordered a hot chocolate, Lon. I like a man who orders a hot chocolate in the middle of the desert.
Doyle's got style, if nothing else. Ace-queen offsuit for Doyle Brunson. He calls the big blind of 12,000. Flack with pocket queens. And Flack moves all in his remaining 44,000 chips.
That was an automatic move.
I call it.
Doyle will call it. These two will tangle again, and this is our degree all-in moment with Layne Flack's tournament life at stake.
These two guys just can't get away from each other. They should just go to the chapel and make it official.
Trying to trap me, huh, buddy?
Layne's got the upside of this confrontation, though.
Trying to trap your old buddy, Lane-O.
Layne Flack all in against Doyle, and Layne more than a 2-1 favorite.
And now our flop. King 7-9, Flack's queens hold up through the flop.
10 and a jack.
Doyle now calling out cards. A 10 and a jack would make him a straight.
Oh, I'll make him sweat it.
He holds up the dealer. Now we can go. Turn card. Oh, it's a jack. Doyle called for that.
I've been in that spot.
I told you what it was, Jack 10.
Doyle can knock out Layne Flack on the river with an ace or a 10.
River card is another jack, and that does not help Brunson. Layne Flack gets the degree check mark and doubles up back through Doyle Brunson. Well, Layne did not get back as many chips as he gave to Doyle a short time ago, but it's a step in the right direction.
The all-in moment is brought to you by New Degree for Men. With twice the protection you need, it won't let you down.
With the main event on the horizon, we see that Mark Safe, who won back-to-back bracelets here at the World Series, is atop our Toyota leaderboard. And with him are a lot of top names in poker. Eric Seidel, Jennifer Harmon, Minh Nguyen, and former main event champion Chris Jesus Ferguson. Absent from the leaderboard is one-time main event winner Scotty Nguyen and two-time winner Doyle Brunson. Doyle has seen and done it all at the World Series, but this year's main event promises to be unlike any in years past. Raymer has bested the biggest tournament field in poker history. Fossil Man reigns supreme over a record-sized field, but with the field expected to more than double, can he do it again?
I say, bring them on, as many as you can. The more the merrier.
Looking for a repeat of his repeat performance is 95 world champ Dan Harrington. He's made the final table 2 years in a row. Can he make it 3?
I have the same expectation as I had the last 2 years. That's to do as well as I can and hope for the best.
2004 was a year for the young guns, and young players made their presence felt in the main event. In 2005, the pros struck back. Can they do it in the main event?
The person who wins will be a known professional poker player.
I certainly feel Ivy has a good shot, and I like Johnny Chan. You know, some of the top players certainly have a great shot.
Who will win the World Series of Poker 2005? Scotty Nguyen, baby.
6,000 players expected, millions to the winner. The biggest event in poker, the richest prize in sports or television history.
This is where I come out to play the World Series of Poker.
It's the big one, the main event. It's like Christmas for poker players, the main event coming up. Norm, who's your pick?
As you know, I pick Phil Ivory in every tournament he plays or doesn't play.
Doyle is not a bad pick either.
Lon, in 1960, Doyle was undergoing surgery for a lump in his neck, and surgeons found widespread cancer. They gave him 4 months to live. Then they're performing a radical neck surgery on him a few weeks later to extend his life, and they found the cancer completely gone miraculously. And right after that, he went back to the poker tables and won 54 sessions in a row.
Amazing.
Pleasure.
Doyle is in the hand for the big blind. Minh Ly is going to raise it up to 40,000. Doyle with 8-5 offsuit. Ly with Queen-9 of clubs. Action on Doyle right now. He would have to call with 28,000 more. And he does indeed.
He's in the mood to play with a very, very motley hand.
Doyle, a 2-1 underdog going to the flop. It comes out ace-6-4. Brunson picks up a straight draw but trails.
Doyle checks. Not much to offer in that flop for Minh Ly, but he looks like he's going to take a stab at this baby.
Minh Ly at his third career final table. Does push out 32,000 chips with queen high.
It's a pure bluff. He is bluffing with the best cards, but it's a bluff.
Now Doyle, who's just on a draw.
Surprised Doyle's thinking here.
Doyle makes the call.
See, I'm out of the hand now and on coffee break.
You don't play this one? You're not Doyle Brunson? No. Turn card is a 9. Lie now with a pair of 9s. Doyle checks.
These two quite familiar with each other, have played in big cash games for years. In fact, Doyle's the one who first convinced Minh to start playing in tournaments.
And Lie checks as well.
He made a pair of 9s and still checked.
River card is a 4, does not help Doyle. Lie with a check mark can only lose by folding.
And of course, Doyle can only win by betting, and he's considering it right here.
Whoa, he wants to win 100,000, putting Lie to the test.
Minh says to himself that the 4 didn't help him, did it? So Minh's thinking maybe Doyle's trying to run the old late-night chim-sham geriatric early bird bluff special on me.
It would be for about a third of Lie's chips were he to call this.
call.
Wow.
He calls him.
That's a good call.
That's a great call.
No shrinking violet for Minh Ly, and he wins a nice pot from Doyle Brunson. It was Minh who was forcing the action the whole way until Doyle pushed in that 100,000 on the river.
If Minh was a young punk, he'd reach over and take Doyle's cowboy hat off and put it on himself.
Doyle's still in the running for his 10th bracelet, but he just gave some chips to a guy looking for his first.
The war zone now, man.
Huh?
The war zone.
You done pissed everybody off, me.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
You, man. You don't want to go in the man?
Every time you turn to look at him, I'll be right here. Every time.
Well, that's unfair. 18 bracelets against none. All right, continuing. Four-handed for the bracelet.
Scotty Nguyen said he wasn't going to do anything crazy today. Up to now, he's been very quiet. Hasn't really got anything going.
Doyle Brunson, king 9 offsuit. And he bets 40,000 chips into the small blind. Minh Ly with pocket sixes. Ly makes the call.
I would have pumped it, Lon. I mean, Doyle's just playing position. Be a man. Of course, usually I'm just a boy.
Flack with king 10 offsuit in the big blind.
Layne's laying low again. Fear him when he's sitting like that.
Did he lose his chair? I'm not
Does
sure.
seem like he could be on his knees at confessional.
Layne is going to make the call. So 3 of our 4 will go to the flop. Ly's sixes right now have the advantage. Flack with a king 10, Doyle with a king 9. And here's our flop. 3, 9, 10. Flack gets top pair with his 10s.
Yeah, Flack with the 10s, Doyle with the 9s, Ly with his pocket sixes.
Ly is first to act. And he will check. Got nothing in the flop. And Layne Flack pushes in the rest of his chips.
Abuses a few of them.
Next up is Doyle. It's 63,000 from Layne. And Doyle will make the call with his pair of 9s. And Ly will get out of the way and let these two tangle once again.
Layne all in.
The king 9?
It's amazing how they know each other's hands. You'd think they came out of the same womb.
Not separated at birth, though, I don't think, these two.
But they're both pure gamblers. Layne Flack all in and well ahead as we go to the turn.
It's a 9. Brunson now with trip 9s.
And that might end up sending Layne home. Meanwhile, Doyle, look at him. When he's about to knock you out, it's just like he's taking out the trash.
Both look like they expected that 9.
Layne Flack's going to need a 10 or he's eliminated.
It's a 5, and Layne Flack is gone. Doyle Brunson closes it out. The 5-time bracelet winner will go out in 4th place. Layne still messing with Minh on his way out.
And for Doyle Brunson, now only 2 obstacles remain for him to get his record-tying 10th bracelet.
Layne Flack, such a talented player at this game. Never surprised to see him at a final table. He's a lot of fun to watch. Doyle Brunson, one step closer to history.
The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light.
Welcome back to the Rio, and you see our leading chip stack of Doyle Brunson's being protected by his lucky trinket that says Dolly on it. He actually used to rent that out to other players who wanted some good luck. He doesn't do it anymore.
I chose not to rent it. The rates were too high, and I have no luck no matter what.
Scotty Nguyen on the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam. Ace-Jack offsuit. Scotty's been unusually quiet for Scotty here at this final table.
Quiet as a doornail in a coffin in a church.
I don't know what that means, Norman, but that sounds pretty quiet. Scotty's in for 42,000. Doyle Brunson 6-3 of hearts folds.
He's still looking for 10 deuce to play.
Yeah, he is.
I'll go in.
Minh Ly's going to push it. He's going to try to put Scotty Nguyen all in, and Scotty's going to play the game.
Textbook moves on both part. Ly's suited ace was enough to push Scotty, and Scotty, thinking he might have a coin flip, was going to go all in, and Scotty's got better than a coin flip. He's dominating with the better ace.
Not a mistake, right? Shot 10.
Minh Ly right now checking with the master with Doyle Brunson to see if he did the right thing by going all in with his ace-7 of clubs. Now our flop. It's 8, deuce, 10, 2 clubs, giving Ly a flush draw.
Oh, boy. Scotty now has to dodge a lot of cards to stay alive here.
Scotty Nguyen is all in. And now our turn card. It is a queen of spades, no help to Lie, down to one more shot on the river.
The club and 7.
A club or a 7 is right. Lie can knock out Scotty Nguyen with a club or a 7.
And now our river card. King of spades, he didn't need it, but Scotty hit a straight on the river. He wins the hand and doubles his chips through Minh Ly.
And remember, Doyle's looking for his 10th, but Scotty would love to get his 5th gold bracelet.
Yeah, man, I don't like that flop. Flop is so dangerous.
A good win for Scotty, but he's played better hands, as he tells us about in this edition of The Best Hand I Ever Played.
Your card gonna be all over, baby.
8 words among the most famous ever uttered at a main event final table, spoken by a man who's made a career out of taunting his opponents.
You can't call. Too much for you. I bet 100,000 for this hand, baby.
In 1998, Scotty Nguyen was on the verge of cementing his place in poker history, and in true Scotty style, he wasn't going there quietly.
How much you got left, man?
Nguyen was heads up against Kevin McBride, and he caught a full house on the turn.
Turn card coming out of 8, just like, yes, thank God. I'm like freeze for a minute, just think like what I'm gonna do. How I'm gonna get all those chips there.
Nguyen's slow play set the trap with a check. McBride fell right in.
It just feels so good.
With an 8 on the river, there was a full house on the board, but Nguyen had the better full house and the championship within reach.
The river just like a dream card. There's no way this guy gonna lay the hand down. It's just like, I'm on.
And then came those memorable words.
Your card gonna be all over, baby.
I call. I play the board.
Yes! We did it, man! Just great feeling. It's just like dream come true. You know what I mean?
And if you're in the mood, you can pick up ESPN's book, The Best Hand I Ever Played, to read more stories about this and other great hands.
Scotty Nguyen hoping to make this a great hand. Queen Jack of spades is going to move everything into the pot. All in once again. Doyle Brunson, Queen 9 offsuit. Not going to play it.
Got one more to get by, Minh Ly.
Minh Ly trying to be surprised. Oh, he is. Pocket 5s.
I call.
So he will call Scotty Nguyen. Scotty's going to be all in.
Well, as we've mentioned, Scotty very conservative today. Nothing funky, not a hair out of place. And he just hasn't been able to get any chips together. And now he's got to hope he can come from behind, else he's out of this tournament.
Ly's small pair versus Scotty's overcards. The flop is 7-8, deuce, nothing in there for Scotty Nguyen.
Scotty Nguyen last won a bracelet in 2001. In fact, he won 2 at that year's World Series, but he's running out of cards right here to win another one.
Turn card is a 6. Scotty's time is running out and running out quickly, like you mentioned.
He never picked up a flush draw or a straight draw in this hand, so Scotty now down to needing a queen or a jack, or he is out of this championship.
And now our river card. It's an 8 of spades. Minh Ly wins the hand, eliminates Scotty Nguyen in 3rd place. 4-time bracelet winner Scotty Nguyen is always fun to watch, makes it very interesting. So we are now down to 2 players for the championship here, Minh Ly and Doyle Brunson. If Scotty wasn't going to win the bracelet, I'm sure he'd want Doyle Brunson to make history here at this final table today.
I got nothing to say to him, but good luck. I hope he win that 10 bracelet. And, I learned a lot from the man, you know what I mean? I'm very, very respect him, so move on, baby.
Time for heads up. 2 players with divergent poker resumes. Doyle Brunson chasing history on the verge of a record-tying 10th World Series win. Standing in his way, Minh Ly at just his 3rd final table, seeking his 1st World Series bracelet. The $368,000 in cash is secondary. Tonight, it's all about the bracelet.
And what a year this could be for the Brunson family. First, Doyle's son Todd won the Omaha High-Low title, making them the first father and son combo to win World Series bracelets. And now Doyle going after his record-tying 10th.
Minh Ly with ace-3 offsuit. He'll call the big blind. Doyle Brunson, 5-deuce offsuit. He might not play this at a full table, but heads up, I can see it happening. He's going to raise it, though.
Yeah, Doyle's MO is going to be to put pressure on Minh, and Minh's charge will be to figure out when Doyle's just trying to bully him with nothing.
60,000 more chips to Minh Ly, and he makes the call.
And Minh passes that test.
Minh Ly about a 2-1 advantage on Doyle Brunson going to the flop. And now the flop. Jack, 5-5. How does Doyle know when to play 5-deuce?
You know, when you've beaten the odds in your life the way he has, why shouldn't you play 5-deuce and make trip fives?
Boy, Brunson checks over to Ly. And he checks as well.
Smart check from Minh Ly.
Minh's played smartly so far, but he's in a big hole, and now he's drawing dead. Doyle Brunson with a check mark.
Doyle's 3-5s cannot be beaten. Doyle had checked after the flop, but now he's got to think about, is this the time I want to make a move and try to get some chips from Minh?
Brunson pushes in 70,000, and Minh immediately makes the call.
Minh thinks that Doyle is just posturing. Minh just has ace high right now, and I think Minh thinks ace high is best.
But as we see, Doyle Brunson cannot lose this hand unless he folds. A meaningless king on the river.
All in.
And Doyle Brunson turns up the heat, trying to put Minh Ly all in.
And you got to feel for Ly right now. First of all, I don't think he can call this. He just has ace high, and this is for all his chips. But second of all, Minh Ly has no friends in this room right now. This room is primed for Doyle to win his 10th.
Minh Ly gives it up, and rightly so. Doyle Brunson flexed his muscle and big stack and got that pot.
Yeah, king in there now. 5.
He shows the 5 to Minh. And that grin, Lon, is one of the prettiest sights in poker.
So Doyle grabs in another pot. One of the impressive things about Doyle, of the many things that are impressive, is the variety of games that he's won in.
Just like Johnny Chan, he's won a lot of bracelets in games other than Hold'em, low ball, stud high low, Raz among them.
Doyle's last bracelet came in 2003 in Horse, which is a varietal game in itself.
That's 5 different games in one.
Minh Ly gets the blinds as Doyle Brunson folded his hole cards. First prize, as we mentioned, $368,000, but it's that bracelet on top that Doyle and Minh are most interested in.
They've both played for a lot of cash against each other, but both really want that bracelet right now.
Minh Ly with king, queen offsuit. And he wonders what can he pull out of his bag of tricks, calls the big blind. Doyle Brunson, 10-3, almost 10 deuce.
All in.
Here comes the pressure again.
Oh, maybe he thought it was 10 deuce, but Doyle just got caught.
Hey, best hand, right?
No, you just think you do.
Well, we talked earlier about how it's never easy, and Doyle knows if he's going to get this bracelet on his wrist, it might be a long road ahead.
Well, Doyle's been pushing hard. He backed himself into this corner, though.
Thought it was the 10 deuce.
Ah, you see?
Yeah.
He did think it was a 10 deuce.
So Minh Ly with a little better than a 2-1 advantage on Doyle Brunson. And Ly all in. And now here's our flop. 8-3-9, Doyle with a pair.
Doyle happy now it wasn't a 10 deuce because he'd be in awful shape otherwise.
Doyle Brunson takes the advantage over Minh Ly, that much closer to his bracelet. It's a 4, Ly comes up empty.
And Doyle inches 1 card closer to tying the record. That's actually an interesting point.
Doyle Brunson in position to win his 10th.
Indeed, Minh Ly would need to get a king or queen on the river, or Doyle Brunson is back atop the mountain with Johnny Chan.
Now the river. There it is, Doyle's done it.
Doyle and Johnny Chan are such quality players and people, you just hope they can stay tied atop of the world until the end of time.
The biggest name of the game of poker has proved that age is irrelevant. 10 bracelets for Doyle Brunson. Today was a day destined for the record books as a legend looked to reclaim a piece of history, but the road to glory was filled with obstacles.
I'm coming after you now, that me off.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
But Doyle was not deterred.
War zone.
In a day and age when poker is getting bigger and players are getting younger, Doyle Brunson has shown he's still one of the best, and his name is again atop the record books.
It's hard to substitute for experience. you know, and let's just face it, nobody's got more experience than I have, but nobody's as old as I am.
The biggest name in poker is making headlines with his 10th bracelet, with the biggest event in poker on the horizon, the main event. Can Doyle make it 11 bracelets? We'll have to wait and see. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. We'll see you at the main event at the World Series of Poker.